This is Boxing Tickets NI. We are delighted to be joined once again on Zoom with Triple T. It's not Triple G, it's Triple T. Tyrone McKenna. How are you, mate?
I wouldn't go that far, but it's nice to get the knockout at the weekend. I'm feeling good.
It's I'm not sure if you're aware of the statistic, but do you know when you last had a stoppage win?
A long time ago. But
That's probably
I
the
think
best answer.
the last one, Jay Connie.
No, your last one, June 2017, Farouk Katona,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Waterfront Hall in Belfast.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That's a long time, a long fucking time.
It's crazy. Like you'd said, obviously in the build up, and probably I just interviewed Graham McCormick, who's obviously interviews been out before years, and when he spoke of obviously knocking out Craig McCarthy, people are looked at as obviously his record, as people do. People look at the record and look at the
Yeah,
stoppages and go, "Nah, it's not happening." You and Dylan both said you were going to knock each other out. You were the one
yeah.
that came through with it, and people would went, "Nah, Trone's not knocking him out." You've actually
But
said what you're going to do.
a lot of people, I think, that don't actually know, they haven't sparred me or done pause me, think I don't hit hard. I've always hit hard. I've always said I hit hard and know I hit hard. Everyone sparred me says it. I don't know it takes pause of me says I hit hard. But just when it comes down to fights, I don't know what it is, whether I'm not looking for a knockout or I put too much punches together where I'm wasting. When I'm going for big shots, I'm not putting 100% of big shots. I'm putting 70%, but I'm doing 10 shots at 70% instead of one shot at 100%. It's not getting the knockouts. But I always know I hit hard, and everyone always says it after fights. But I didn't expect it to hit that hard, and I think when I was watching Dylan Moran on the lead up, I hadn't really watched him before I accepted the fight, and I started watching him, and I could see that not that he dropped loads or anything, but you could see the punches were hurting him on most fights. Like there's if he got hit clean, he was kind of wobbled, kind of hurt, and I was like, this is against people that don't punch at all. And that was, as you can see, that was my game plan going out. I didn't know how hard he hit, so going into the fight, it was like in my back of my mind is like he could be a big puncher. I don't know yet, and that's what I need to find out. But everything else, I kind of knew. Like I knew he wasn't as fast as me. I knew he wouldn't have an engine like me. I knew he didn't have a chin like me or a heart like me. So going out, I was just worried about his punch. And I think in the first round, I seen he loaded up, fully loaded in this shot and landed it clean, right in my chin. My hands were down in my chest. And I just felt I could take it. I knew I was as big a punch. And when I knew it landed as big as punch and it didn't affect me, I just went, you know what, I'm just going to go for hell for leather, go for a proper shootout, and there's only going to be one winner because he can't hurt me, and I could see I was hurting him with my shots, and I knew it was going to come to stoppage um, sooner or later, and it came in the second round.
I think straight after that shot he landed, I think you then rocked him for the first time in the fight. So like I think in the commentary they were sort of thinking that you were rocked, and I was going, "There's no way
I was
Tyrone's
there.
been rocked by
I've
this."
seen that, like they said that in the commentary, and I've seen some people saying, Tyrone was hurt and stuff. I wasn't hurt once in that fight, and at the very start of the fight, I went out and I was expecting him to box. I was expecting him to box and move, and because he said I hadn't sparred and all this, so I thought he was going to try and tire me out and bring me in the later rounds, and that was his game plan. But he jumped on me at the very start, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I thought he's feeding off the crowd as I usually do, so I know what it feels like. And I just thought he's got a lot of built up nervous energy in him that he wants to try and expel, and it's going to drain him. So I said, I'll let him work. So I sat in the rope, and you see me, I just done that for I don't know 10 seconds or whatever, and that was just to let him expel all his energy and hopefully zap him. But just when I knew he couldn't hurt me, I just thought I may as well let him tire himself out a bit, and then I'll get into the fight, and that's what I've done. And I think it was the perfect game plan.
It obviously anybody I spoke to in the sort of build up, and I have to watch sometimes because I know there's two fighters in the fight, but your experience obviously counted for a lot in that fight. Like obviously Dylan was jumping up serious levels, to
Mm.
fight you. Obviously in the build up to the fight, like obviously he was saying it was going to be changing the guard as if you were past it and everything else. That got to you, Tyrone, didn't it? Because that experience counts for a lot. And he was sort of, I know he probably didn't mean to disrespect you, but it obviously got into you where you were like, I'm going to show him what it is on Saturday night.
I don't know. See me going mad in interviews or going mad on like press conferences and stuff. It doesn't really annoy me that much. It annoys me at the split second that it's said, but then see after I automatically forget about that stuff. So like if you see me being emotional and going crazy in a press conference, no, within 10 minutes I'm back to just being happy and normal and forgetting about it. It doesn't play in my mind like it would play in other people's mind. And that press conference, I felt he was saying a lot of stuff, trying to obviously get in his own head. I thought that yeah, he's passed it and he's saying all these things, and I just wanted in that press conference to let him know that he knows and he should know that he's out of depth, that he isn't as good as me. He's nowhere near. So I wanted that to play on his mind. See, he hadn't had this kind of back and forward career where I've been slamming every opponent, and I know just to brush it off. Like if they say something, just brush it off. So it doesn't really play in my mind like most people. But his at the start when I used to do that, it did play in my mind. I'd be up all night going, he said this in my mind. I knew he'd be the exact same. So I thought if I give him a lot of shit on the press conference, it'll play in his mind big time. And I'll be able to have a nice sleep and he can sit up and be melted all night.
He's obviously Dylan obviously said him in the build up. He's been a big fan of yours for years, and obviously everybody was saying about having a war. Do you think obviously if you look back on it, he chose the wrong game plan? They try and have a war from even the start.
100%. I'm known as a man that loves boars. I'm known as a man that has an unbelievable chin. Um, and I think he looked at my record and thought Tyrone doesn't hurt anyone. He can't hurt anyone. And I think people are naive to think any man with 8 ounce gloves on can't hit. Like everyone with 8 ounce gloves on, you're going to hurt them, or it's going to affect you in some way. Especially we're not at a low level here; we're at a high level. You have to have some sort of power to get to that level. And I think he just took it for granted that he's only 6 knockouts. He doesn't hit hard. There's some of my opponents that have had only a couple of knockouts. They're the hardest hitters that have been in with. So you shouldn't look at people's records they got. Because as I said, I know I can hit hard. It's been proven. And a lot of weights are in that comp. The first time kind ever that I've dedicated a full comp of building muscle and doing weights every day, or not every day, but most days. Usually I'd be doing weights maybe once a week, but there I was three times a week, 4 times a week. So I felt like I was growing into being a welterweight rather than usually I just jumped up to welterweight out of laziness and didn't build myself into it. I think I built myself into this comp and I paid off.
Just to go back, obviously your point there where people's records get manipulated in some ways. Obviously Frampton against Josh Warrington in 2018, people would have thought
Yeah.
Josh Warrington doesn't punch. Plus Frampton obviously at the start of the fight and it changed the whole fight. So you're right there. You say people look at records sometimes and you just love a war. You probably won't want
Yeah.
probably
I think
disappointed you
I
have fights
actually
over
think
2 rounds.
I think that Dylan did have the game plan of come out to box me. It was what he was is thinking of doing. And at the start, I didn't really throw much punches. I was just like I wanted to have a look and see what was going on. And he maybe landed one or two and he fought happy like there were clean enough shots and he went happy days. I can take over here and I think that spurred him on to change his game plan to start putting pressure on me. And then I heard his coaches doing it saying, he's hurt, go, go. And I was like, I'm definitely not hurt. But I think that kind of spurred him on to go for it more and adapt his game plan, which I think was a wrong move from him. And then he done that flurry. Um, and as I said, he was just putting on serious pressure in the first round. It was kind of working for him until he got caught that big, beautiful left hand, and it put him down the first time. But yeah, I think the moment made him change his game plan.
The knockdown obviously at the end of the first round, obviously, I never like to be critical, obviously, of referees. Obviously, I know David Irvine's obviously done a great job in boxing all over the years, but like that first knockdown, that should have been the fight over.
He's an anti-turn man, take it. But I love Dave Armin. He's a legend. I get on really, really good with him. I think he's a very, very good referee. But that first knockdown, definitely like I don't. I was trying to read what kind of what he was thinking, and I think he knew the clapper had went for the last 10 seconds, I believe. I'd put him down. And I think when he was counting to 10, he was waiting for the bell to maybe to go, and it hadn't went. So he was like, "What's going on here? When's this going?" And then so he was waiting because it was over 10 seconds. Like so, I think he was waiting on the bell more than anything. And then when he said go box, the bell went instantly, obviously. But I think that's what the prolonging was because he had already counted to 10. The bell should already went because the clapper had already went, and then he was just about like where the fuck's his bell?
It's that grey area in boxing sometimes. It's obviously it's doing the right thing and calling the fight off. We've seen the Josh Warrington fight with Lee Wood. He turned his back, even though he was up an 8, but they still called it off. What did you make of Algeria and Paul Maline's comments saying, give him half an hour, make him a sandwich?
That was funny as fuck. I loved it. Give him a sandwich. But yeah, I watched it back and I had a laugh at that, to be honest. But to be honest, it made it a better fight. I mean, if I'd have knocked him out there and then, it would have been good. That's what I was visioning the whole fight. The whole camp every day was saying to himself, I'm knocking him out in the first round. I fully believed it. That told my missus that I'm going to do this in the first round. Told my mates I was going to do it in the first round. Um, I fully believed it. And it could have happened, but he prolonged it and it made for an entertaining next round as well. So everyone got the win.
Tell Tim Yilmaz, obviously your new coach, obviously in Germany. Tell me, obviously, the promo video you've done with the snow. Like I was saying to Tommy last week, you hate coldness. So, like, did you do that snow promo in one take? Because if you'd done it more in one take, it would have took you about a week.
I hate snow I hate it. And but it just proves I would do anything for a promo, I really would. Because see me running up that mountain, I must have fell about 40 times. I risked death doing that promos with it for so many times. It was so slippery around there. And but it was worth it. It was a good promo.
Speaking obviously of promos, you've seen Frampton and Paddy Barnes as one from last week.
Yeah, yeah. I actually seen that a good while ago. It's my dog barking. Um, I seen that a good while ago, and I laughed at it. I had a laugh at it. It was a good crack, good pump.
Jamie Conlan says he reckons they do that every Tuesday evening.
I was
It's
just
just
a
not,
CCTV camera. I wasn't a promo.
it's just never on camera normally. Obviously, training with Tim, obviously, that harder training you're saying when you're doing the strength training and everything else. Has he added to your game or is he maybe just redefine things, maybe getting you to sit down more in your punches?
He does try and get me to sit down more. He definitely does. He likes to incorporate power a lot more than just boxing. But the weights and the assault bag and kind of sessions, they're next to nothing. Nothing. They're tough. They're the kind of things you kind of need. And like I think it's brought back like the years ago when I used to train over in like away from home, like when I was in America or Scotland or Spain or whatever, or even at the start when I was in Dublin 7 days a week. It just made me realize that I needed to be 7 days a week again. Like I was kind of landing myself doing 4 or 5 days a week. Because then when I came back home, I wasn't doing this. I'm a very unmotivated guy, so I need a coach there to shout at me and tell me you're going training and you're doing this 2 days a week, 3 days a week. You're or three, sorry, 3 times a day, 2 times a day. You need to be at these sessions, and I need that 7 days a week. I need that for a full comp. I can't be left on one devices or I'll just not do it properly, basically. So being away in Munich it it just reminded me that I need to be away for full comps, and that's what I got. I got absolutely everything I needed every single day. I felt like prison, but I felt like was something I needed to do in comp, and I've reaped the rewards.
As you've said to me in interviews before, obviously, we're going to touch on obviously Anto here in a wee second, but obviously with Anto reinvigorating your career and you wanting to be a world champion, you need to take yourself to these uncomfortable places now
Mm.
and going away from home and having really hard camps if you want to do that because it doesn't come easy in the sport.
No, I'd say you're just landing yourself. Like I was training hard. I thought it was unbelievable. There were unbelievable comps that I had. It was just the weekends when I was coming home. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing like that extra percent in a fight is huge. That extra day of training every week is huge, and I was just wasn't. I was lying to myself pretending everything was perfect when I wasn't applying myself as much as I should have been. And as I said, 7 days a week has really changed my outlook on it all. And I know that I need to be away. I'm always going to be away. If you want to be 100% and you want to be 100% confident in yourself going into the fight, you need to be away for the 7 days.
Obviously, Evando Cacace, obviously, is your hero. Obviously, he's the one that you and Tommy always looked up to in the ring. I was actually surprised to see him in Waterford because you never really see Anto at fight cards. Like him in the
Shocked.
ring. Like, were you more surprised that obviously I'm more happy that Anto was there, probably rather than your own victory.
No.
No, I mean in terms of like as a rare moment where you get Anto coming to a fight night.
I was shocked. You know what? I was saying to him, I got a voice note from him like a few hours before, maybe 12 o'clock or something, the day of the fight, and I went, right, this is Kakashi pulling out. Because that's usually what happens. You get a pull out from Kakashi. But I played it and he was going down. And tell you what, I was shocked because there was a storm. There was a serious storm up in the north. A lot of people couldn't get down. So I was expecting him to not go down with fair play to me. He risked his own life to come and watch. Yeah, and Tommy as well. Tommy and Paddy Gal both came down to watch my fight. And to have the back and the support of your mates that are boxers, that's great.
It definitely is,
It
and
does,
obviously
and it's good to hear familiar voices that are on the world stage and world champions shouting directions and shouting for you. Because I mean, obviously, they know a thing or two about boxing.
it shows the person you are as well, Tron. Obviously, you've always supported everybody else's careers and things like that. So it shows the person that you are when you can bring
Mm.
everybody from Belfast to Waterford for the weekend.
I was having a laugh like during fight week. I was going about and obviously getting food in places or cups of coffee in places. And anyway, I chatted to him, he was like, "You're fighting Dylan Moran." I was like, "Oh," and like, "I hope you knock him out." And all this shit. And I was like, "Fuck, it's not right." Like down here, I was like, "I'm going to walk out this stadium and everyone's going to be cheering me." I walked out, the whole place booing. I went, "Fuck, where's all the people that said they wanted me to knock him out now?" But and then he got an unbelievable reception. I mean, the whole crowd was there for him. I was late. Like I love atmosphere. That was an unbelievable atmosphere to fight, and I know no one was there really for me. I was a lot of people there for him, going crazy for him. But it still made the fight amazing to be involved in, hearing the crowd going mad as well.
You like that, but as well, you like to play like the Jekyll and Hyde sort of thing. So you could, if you didn't come out to booze, there was something wrong.
Yeah, I don't mind it being away. Like it's all part of boxing. People, to be honest, most of them people probably do support me. Just that night, I'm fighting someone from their own county, so they have to support their man, of course. But I'm sure if I fight someone in England or US or anything, they're going to support me. So listen, you just have to get brave it and get on with it and hope to silence the crowd, and it did.
The Mighty Cult fan club's growing again, once again. Obviously, all Dylan's fans are now going to support you moving forward.
Yeah, the folk tale of the hardest man in Ireland continues. I can take the shots all day. I mean, genuinely, none of them shots. I moved up weight, yes, but none of them shots deterred me, and I just proves again my chin's unbelievable because I took some of the big shots. He's not a weak man, and I just walked on forward. So this thing, it's been something else.
But the pressure, obviously, you would have felt, obviously, back to defeats. Obviously, if you'd have lost on Saturday evening, that would have been probably the end for you.
Honestly,
Obviously,
there was a lot of pressure on me. Like I knew in my head that he wasn't better than me. I knew it, but getting closer to fate, I've just felt the pressure. Like if you get beat here, that's your career's kind of tarnished because I've only been beat by people that have fought for world titles or are world champions. And I was thinking if I get beat here, like that's just ruin my whole career. So there was an added different kind of pressure to me. There was like you could fuck up your whole what you've done the last one fight. So going into it, I was kind of like nervous about that. And then the night before, I don't know why, but my room was roasting. I could not sleep. And then it was 2 in the morning when I tried to go to sleep. And I kept on looking at my phone. It was 3 in the morning, it was 4 in the morning. I was like, and I was in my head going, "You're not getting sleep, you're not getting sleep." And I couldn't. I was trying every trick in the book. Couldn't sleep. I maybe got sleep about five-ish, say, and I got up and it was the time was 8:15, and I was like, fuck me, about 3 hours sleep. And then I tried to have a nap during the day. My head was racing about the fight, and I was like, I can't sleep. So going out that fight, I don't think it affected my performance, but in my head before I started thinking my feet feel a bit heavy, my arms feel a bit heavy, and started playing tricks in my mind. I was kind of panicked about that. So there was pressure going into that fight. Um, and then obviously being with a new coach, I felt that of pressure as well because him had put everything into this camp for me for the last 8 weeks. It was like there was a lot of pressure on him because no one knew who he was, and he took a big fight, and he felt the pressure, and I could feel that there was pressure on me to perform well just for him. Like I don't want to join him and then get beat after a great camp, and then he looks like an idiot. So there was pressure on a lot of different things, and I felt it the night of the fight. But
It's,
thankfully, I got
I
the
was
win.
going to, I was going to say, as they say, sometimes pressure makes diamonds, and obviously that pressure's made a diamond. Obviously, it's got to your first
Mm.
stoppage in 7 years, so no sleeping the night before a fight from now on, and put that pressure on yourself. Probably put lead in your boots, so that you probably feel
Mm.
that again.
No, I hope not. I hope not. But you know what? I just think it was a good game plan what it was going out for, and that's why I got the knockout because see watching all them videotapes, he done the same thing in most fights, and it was when he threw a punch, he dropped both hands every single time. So the game plan in there was any time he throws a shot to throw with him because he's going to have zero defense, and as you can see every single time that he does something, I throw the backhand, I throw a jab on the backhand every single time because I knew the backhand would land and find a target eventually. And the few times, I mean, it was landing all night, but the two knockouts was from the backhand because he does leave himself open so much. So it was a good game plan and it worked. So yeah, happy.
I guess obviously the $1 million question is now, what's next? Like you now have opportunities now again. Like I was trying to think in my head, of opponents you could have. And I know Jamie's obviously mentioned the potential of the Marku fight. He also mentioned like a Harlem Eubank type fight as well. Like you now probably have an option more coming off a win. Like if you're coming off a defeat, you can't be picky. You can't go, I want this and this. You're coming off a win
Mhm.
now, so you've more of a say. Like what would you like to do next?
100%. I mean, I've had a few offers to me already. A few potential fighters. There's about four fights that are potentially sitting there that I can choose from, which is a first in a way. Um, and see, to be honest, it's all about money at the end of the day. Whatever one pays the most money, I'll fight. I mean, once you hit a certain level of fighter, they're all tough fights. So the all four opponents that have been talked about are all tough in their own way. So whoever comes up with the most money is the fight I'm going to take. Um, I would love that. I am two you mentioned. I mean, Harlem Eubank. I really like Harlem Eubank, but he's my weight. He's a name. He's a nice guy, but he's a guy I would love to fight. I'm sure he would love to fight. I mean, why not? I think it'd be a great fight. But you know what? I'm gonna just chill for this week, and then I'll sit down with my manager and we'll discuss the options and discuss the do may re and
Are you
what what is it? Do re me, sorry.
Thankfully, there's somebody on hand to correct it before the internet corrects it for you.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
you still look at this list of four fighters, and you look at obviously I know your mindset from before is we pick the hardest, pick the most dangerous. Like
Mm.
now considering obviously, you probably reevaluate your career a bit and sort of go, you have to make the right decisions at the right times.
Yeah,
Like
I
is it
think
sort of
especially because I'm up a weight as well. It's not like I'm lay welder and I can take shots from absolutely anyone. I know I've good chin, but I'd like to save it as well. So like obviously I think I have to be a bit smarter. I'm a bit older. I'm up a weight. I think I need to be a bit smarter with the fights, but I still want to fight top level fighters. I don't want to be fighting bums. I want to be fighting real fights where people get excited for. I want, as I say, to fight people that are gel with me. It's not going to be a boring fight. As I say, the tail end of my career, and I want excitement. I've always wanted to be the most exciting fighter in Ireland, and I'm living by it. And just looking at it now, it's about money more than anything. But I mean, if you're offered the same money and one I think's an easier fight, that would take all the easier fight all fucking day. But the people that I'm looking at, none of them are really easy fights. They're all tough. I'll never be an easy fight, especially the way I fight. I don't make anything easy for myself. So even if I fought the bin man that collects my bins on a Tuesday, it would still be a tough fight.
You and the one-liners. As I was going to say, obviously, because to get the world title, you're not going to find an easy path, and people seem to think sometimes like people can find an easy
I'm
way.
gonna have to say something here. Is this my phone, or do you have a top one that has two badges?
I have a top on, so it's a Korean top. So it has, oh, there's another top underneath.
That's what I mean.
So
Fuck,
I have a
I
Korean
swear to God,
t-shirt
I was
and a
going, am I
Korean
seeing
jumper
things?
on. Were you thinking
I
you were
need
losing the
gla-
plot?
I need better glasses or something. These are going blurry.
I have a Korean t-shirt and a Korean jumper on, but both the
Right.
bags the same place.
Continue
Uh,
with it.
but as I was saying, like for you to get the obviously a world title, like you're not going to find an easy path. So you obviously it's trying to plan the opponent in the right way. Like I know if probably somebody said to you, if you were to fight a former world champion next, you would go, no problem. What's the money? The money's always going to outweigh it. At the end of the day, if you're going to win, you're going to win. But
Yeah.
the sort of strategically doing it, you probably like to have like a former world champion as a final eliminator for a world title rather than to get towards a final eliminator.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have loads and loads of time left, so I do want the quick route to the world title. I would love my next fight to be for some sort of title against someone tough that could be deemed a world title eliminator or or something like that where it does progress you because I need to be progressed pretty quick. I mean, um, and the fights that I'm looking at genuinely could be for a decent title for I don't know who's WBC silver title at the minute, but then they're the kind of titles they need, and I think these names deserve something they got attached to it. So I mean, we'll sit down next week and discuss who's the best option to get me up to where I want to be by next summer. Um, but right now I'm just loving life back. The Medic Health is back. KO win, dominating the game, loving life.
And you're just about to approach your favorite time of the year as well. Obviously, you love Christmas, so
Christmas.
like you're 2 weeks out from Christmas.
This is the first time I've ever I fought on Saturday. I haven't been to a bar yet. Well, after the fight, obviously, had a few drinks in the hotel, but I haven't left the house. It's the first time ever. But I'm enjoying. We're sticking up the Christmas tree as we speak right now. I'm getting in the festive mood. I'm going to obviously enjoy a lot of eating. I haven't stopped eating since Saturday. I'm scared to even jump on the scales. But yeah, I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of the year, so I'm buzzing. And then New Year kicks in, back to training.
I'm surprised, obviously, when obviously the sim starts. I'm normally going, Tyrone's going to be in a Christmas jumper because you love your Christmas jumpers. You wear your Christmas jumpers in April, and there's
Yeah,
no Christmas jumper on. I'm going,
I've actually went off Christmas jumpers. I've loads of them up in the room, but I don't really wear colourful clothes anymore. I just wear black and greys. So Christmas jumpers are too fun for me. Well, I can only wear my name before Christmas one. That's the only one to be rocking.
I guess obviously finally you obviously want to obviously thank everybody that obviously come down to Waterford and obviously all the love and support. Like sometimes when you lose and things like that, you can lose fans. Like the outpouring of love and support for the mighty cult is always shining through. Like you probably more
Yeah,
probably as your careers went on than probably
yeah.
other.
Like it's just the head of support I've had ever. The last two fights got beat. But the support that I had after the Liz Cracker fight, and then same with the Mamoon as well. Like it's people always saying to get back on and then get back out. They love watching me fight, and there's a reason why people love watching me fight. It's because there's a war every single time. But I know where I was going with, but well, it's just there we go.
You're starting to think of food again, aren't you? You're going, oh, it's you're thinking of
My
stuffed
daughter's
sausages or
actually cooking over her, so I think that's what's happening. I'm worried she's going to set the house on fire.
this is a good thing as well. So you're going to do like I always keep plaguing you for obviously, your cooking and things like that. Like obviously you haven't been doing any of them for a while, so you're going to do something festive over Christmas.
100%. I'm going to be cooking up a snow. I'm going to Christmas classics with Tyrone McKenna. And we'll
Excellent.
start. We'll start. That's the new show. We'll
I'm all
start
over
soon.
that. I kept saying to Sean to keep doing his food reviews, obviously, because he does nice
I
different
love
food
food
reviews.
reviews. I said to Sean he needs to keep that up as well because this was funny as fuck. Well, listen, see, to be honest, boxers can't do food reviews or would need to move up with 3 or 4 weights. So we have to stay away from the food reviews. I was going to start as well myself, but honestly, after a fight, you've got a week of eating whatever you want, and then you start feeling guilty about eating too much. So you need to just pack in the food reviews until you're retired.
Definitely, that's definitely a future career choice for you. But look, Tyrone,
Yeah,
obviously, thanks as always for your time.
no worries.
Obviously, enjoy your Christmas as obviously as well deserved.
Thank you.
Obviously, don't be eating too much. Obviously, this week's your limit, but obviously enjoy your Christmas. You've worked hard for
Thank
it.
you.
Back to winning ways, and we'll look forward to obviously getting some fight news in the new year.
100%.
Cheers,
Right.
Tyrone. Take
Yeah.
care. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.